Well, hello, my artists out there. Hope you're doing well. Can't believe a week has gone by and we're together again for another art lesson. I do want to say I haven't seen many finished pointillism projects pictures on the portal, but I hope you all did absorb that lesson and were able to create something beautiful, and it's still not too late to share. So, any pointillism projects you choose to put up, I'd be happy to take a look at those. Today we're going to talk about silhouettes. Yes, that word up there is pronounced silhouette. The H is silent, silhouette. What they are, how they've been used in art over the years, and as you look at this picture, you may already be forming an idea about what a silhouette is. So let's dig a little deeper. What is a silhouette? Well, it is the dark shape and outline of someone or something that you can see visible against a lighter background. So see the horse. There are no details shown on this horse. We don't see how his mane grows out from his neck. We don't see his eyes. It's just this dark outline of the horse against that lighter sunset background. That is a silhouette. Now look at this silhouette. Do you recognize this guy? There are no details. We can't see his eye, but we know who he is. All we have is the outline or the shape of this creature in black against a white background. This is a silhouette. Now, let's look at some more examples of beautiful silhouettes. These, of course, are landscapes. Here's the first one. And we see the little boy on the swing, the tree. No details. We don't see each leaf on the tree. We can't tell what color his clothes are. Just a silhouette. Here are some more examples. Silhouettes don't just have to be of the countryside like this, although this is beautiful with the trees. We see the deer here, the house is. It could also be a cityscape. All the outlines of those beautiful buildings against that bright sky. Do we see the windows and doors and people passing by? Nope, just the outlines. That's what a silhouette is all about. Silhouettes first appeared on the art scene back in ancient Greece. And as you look at the map, you're going to see some names that are mentioned in the Bible. And we see the Parthenon, a beautiful piece of architecture from ancient Greece. The art in ancient Greece was created 500 to 700 years before the birth of Jesus. And here are some examples of Greek art. All kinds of sculptures, jewelry, and pottery. And whoa, if you look down here, you're going to see a vase that has some silhouettes of figures on it. Now let's take a closer look. These ceramic vases are called black figure pottery. Well, because there are black figures on them. Very nicely done. And you can see there are a little bit of details, but not much. The scenes on these vases were of athletic achievements, and they were of popular stories or myths that the ancient Greeks were familiar with, and of course, heroic battles. Now, if you look closely, you will see that the Greeks did add some little details to their work. They weren't completely black outlines and black shapes against a light background. But this is really kind of the first examples of silhouettes in art. Now, athletic achievements were important to the ancient Greeks because, they were the ones that originated the Olympics, the first Olympics. So those were popular topics for these black figure potteries. As the years went by, silhouettes kind of disappeared for a while. Silhouette art was kind of gone. But in England in the 1700s, silhouette art came back on the scene and became the rage. And here's why. You see, in those days, there were no cameras. It's hard to believe today, right? Wealthy people could afford to pay an artist to paint their portrait, but average people could not. So basically, unless you were wealthy, you had no image of yourself or a loved one. So ladies of the era would use candlelight so that the shadow of their special someone's head would appear on paper stuck to a wall and then be cut out. These are some beautiful examples of silhouettes. Now, for a silhouette to work of a person's face, you'd have to be turned to the side so that we can see your profile. That is a picture of a person from the side view. And then we could recognize their features in the silhouette. So always in profile. So here you can see how it's done with the candlelight. Now this is done in modern day, but this principle is the same. And here's how it would work. The candlelight would cause the shadow of the person to appear on a wall behind them. And the artist would then trace around the shadow on paper and cut it out. And then the silhouette could be kept as a reminder of the person they loved. Eventually, artists gave up candlelight as a way of creating silhouettes and began cutting them out of paper freehand. Take a look at this. The subject would sit and pose, and the freehand artist would take their scissors and cut them out. So these silhouette artists would sit in busy marketplaces where people would pay a very small price to sit and have their silhouette cut. Now, after the person posed, the silhouette was cut out from the black paper, and the image was attached to a white background for the customer to take with them. This is also when the name silhouette was used for this type of art, named after Etienne de Silhouette, an artist especially known for this work. Now, this style of art, of cutting silhouettes as remembrances of people you love, continued even into the 1800s and appeared in America as a very popular style. When I was little, once a year, a silhouette artist would come to a big department store in St. Louis to cut silhouettes of children. Mothers would make an appointment to have this done, and of course, my mom was no exception. So I have one that was done of me when I was 8 years old. I looked for it, but I have it packed away. But because I had one of myself as a child, I wanted to have a silhouette done of my children too. And I did find an example of this. Imagine my surprise when we were on a trip to Disney World and a silhouette artist was there cutting portraits. Now this is the silhouette of my two children that was done there on our vacation. You can see down here, Walt Disney World. Allie is in front and Charlie is in the back. It looks just like them. I was really pleased with it. And it was cut freehand right in front of us in a matter of minutes with scissors. Pretty cool, right? And so now you know what a silhouette is, a simple outline of a shape that is more visible against a brighter background. Lots of photographers and artists do silhouettes as part of their work. And here are some great examples. People, animals, and landscapes, and cityscapes. And I bet you can guess what we're going to be doing next. Are you ready to create a landscape silhouette? Well, stay tuned for the next video, and that will explain all the steps you need to follow to create your own piece of silhouette art. Are you ready? Me too.